What up, y'all?
Welcome
to the J&O Show,
where we talk about
Dr. Cheyenne Bright is on tonight's conversation. And they started to have a real conversation about the acts and the walls in a relationship, marriage. What exactly should be the rules about that going down? Does it matter how I feel? Does it matter how you feel? Do feelings matter at all? Or should we just get down and get the draws? Stay to the end because they flipped this whole thing on its head.
Yes.
The back and forth was crazy. And you'll think you're on one side and then somebody say something, you're like, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, good point.
roll clip.
This is my personal opinion, and it may be unpopular. Allowing my husband to make love to my body, to me, is the easiest thing that I can do to satisfy or sustain him. Emotionally supporting him, mentally supporting him,
I'm literally
spiritually supporting him. Those are the things that are harder to navigate, to understand when he's having a moment or when he's down or when he's broke or when his spirit's praying over him, trying to figure out how to be an intercession between him and his issues. That is where I believe women need to focus on how to do that, because to lay down and satisfy him sexually, if that is a problem for you and that's a job you can't do, I don't think a relationship in general is something you should be in. That's not hard.
Well.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Of course, because I'm a man, I agree. I agree.
Yep.
I agree. I do.
I didn't think you would disagree.
No. But I don't think it's one-sided. Sometimes, brother, you're gonna have to get on up.
I like a sex machine. Get on up.
You're gonna have to. Don't worry. If you in your 20s, if you in your early to mid 30s, you ain't never got to worry about this unless you got some issues going on. But once you get up in the 40s,
That sucks.
or if you're a guy who's super focused on your purpose, they have issues with this too. Not issues with the get on up. Not that. I'm saying they have issues understanding that there are sacrifices that have to be made for the relationship. Now, I'm talking about for best case scenario. There are men who are doing things that are extraordinary and they have extenuating circumstances. For all us regular folk, we gonna have a conversation. If you're dating a billionaire,
Yeah, good luck with that.
a millionaire who's building something massive, their needs are going to be different. Their wants are going to be different. Their relationship is going to look different.
Right.
Do I personally think that they should still pour into their women and all of that other stuff? Yes. But
What I think doesn't matter.
are they going to? A lot of them ain't.
Nope, I'm not.
And if you want to be with a guy like that, like so many women today do, you might have to make some concessions when it comes to this side. And guess what? That ain't going to stop you from feeling resentful. That ain't going to stop you from feeling like less than. That's not going to stop you from feeling like you're not wanted. That's not going to stop you from feeling all of these feels. You are. That's what happens in relationships. When you're in a monogamous relationship with someone that you're trying to build a life with and they're not paying attention to you, that's natural for you to feel that. But if you're jumping into a relationship with somebody who's doing extra special things that are abnormal, and we need to stop acting like this is what every man is going to be trying to look. Every man is trying to level up. Every man is trying to make all of this money and stuff. And still, with all of that, like 15% or less of us are making over $100,000 a year. Most of us just ain't going to do it. So we need to understand the rules of our lives is different than the rules of the people who's doing this, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a different rule book.
So you got to understand that. So she right, but don't worry. Yeah, some stuff coming on the other end of this one.
It's not hard to do. That's okay.
I think a lot of times that women withhold sex not as a manipulative tool as much as we like to think that it is.
That's right.
I think a lot of it comes from, I don't like you. Now, we can talk about, whether or not we care about how much you like somebody in your marriage, but if I'm upset with you because I changed all the diapers today, I just had a baby, my husband's the best, but if I were in that, thank you very much, and just if I were in that situation, I changed all the diapers today. I do all of the overnights. I do all the pickups. I do all the drop-offs. I'm doing all of the work here while you playing the game or you scrolling on your phone. Then how can I be turned on by you in this moment?
I have a question that...
Well,
I let it play because I knew this is another side of it.
it sure is. Because as you all know, men are visual creatures. Women, it's more mental for us. So if we're mentally tapped out, you're gonna have a hard time trying to get us there. And hopefully the person that you with You know what I'm saying? You guys love each other and you care about each other, and you both want to be fulfilled when you're partaking of the walls and the axes and things of that nature. You don't just want, for guys, you don't just want your lady to just be there.
Hell to the no.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
But
Ew, no.
if they're not being stimulated, if they're tired, that might be what's going to happen.
You must be crazy.
There's work on both sides that have to be done. Like, it's not just one-sided. I don't disagree with what either one of the ladies said. I agree with both of them.
This is what I will say, and this is where me and my wife may differ. Two things I'm gonna say. Guys, I'm standing up for y'all. I'm standing up for y'all. We taking a stand here, lying and saying. Number one, I do not think that any marriage, being very specific here, because this is the channel by married people, for married people who want to be married. So in marriage, I do not think that your relationship needs to be dictated by anybody's feelings.
That part.
I think there are certain things that you might have to come up off of whether you want to or not. For example, if a guy really don't want to go to work. Well, I hate my job. I hate my manager. I hate my job. I hate the people that work there. I hate the people that's in the parking lot. I hate the people that's inside the place. I hate the people the customers that come in. I can't stand none of them jokers. They all get on my last nerve, coming in smelling like chips and Doritos and onion rings. I hate all of them. He still got to get up, go to work. It don't matter how he feel.
Ouch.
And if he want to get into the job, he got to wait until he find another job. He can't just leave that job because he hate it. It can be giving him anxiety. He could be on depression meds and everything. You got to get up, go to work. Why? Your feelings don't matter here. It's called do that. D-O-O-T-Y. Do that. That's what it's called. I believe that women and men have duties. If the woman in your relationship wants you to come up off them drawers and you not quite satisfied with your woman right now, you might have to come up off them drawers, dog.
What does GTD stand for? Got the draws, okay?
I'm just letting it be known. I don't think it's a one-way thing. I think that in addition to having these issues in a relationship, if you add a lack of physical connection, the problem only gets bigger.
True.
Yes, that's true.
Not smaller. Is that easier said than done? Heck to the yes. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I just be like, anytime she roll up on me and I'm not feeling her right now, I just be like, okay, baby, whatever you want, let's go. And I just go and I just jump on the ceiling and start spinning around on the ceiling fan. Right. That ain't how it go.
Really?
That ain't how it go. Sometimes I gotta sit up here, man up, man. Man up. So don't you get in the game. Get in the game. You know, sometimes you...
Really?
I'm kidding. No, but honestly, I think that there is a case to be made that even in that situation, we may want to move beyond how you feel. But that's real fire in the back. That's real fire in the back. She making sure we ain't lighting the house up.
Yeah, because we done had an experience.
Oh, Lord. Oh, we're not going to tell y'all about the experience we had. We almost lit a hotel room on fire. But that's neither here nor there. You don't have to worry about that. But what I am saying is, on the flip side, here's the thing about marriage. A lot of people don't understand. There's covering from one side to the other. There's always a covering. If you are the person in the marriage, you about to give up them draws, you really don't want to, you ain't feeling your person, right? You ain't feeling them. Because men can be in this space too. Yep. Women, I think, are just in it more often. You about to do it because you feel it's your duty to make sure that y'all don't drift further apart and create an issue. On this side, whoever the other person is, your duty, especially if they give you the draws, you need to find out how you can do your part to compensate for the things that you may have done wrong, fix the issue, figure it out, find a way to give up some time. There still has to be recompense, might be the right word for there. I'm not sure. I think on both sides, there has to be something happening. I think withholding from either side is a bad idea long term.
You know that I'm telling the truth.
But you still have to come in and fix whatever is causing the person you're with to want to withhold. I don't think you could just leave it broken. That's me. Now, she may disagree.
Maybe.
But I'm gonna stand up for you guys. I'm going in there. I'm gonna drop some facts for y'all. See if we can make a good case.
Can y'all see us? Because I feel like we blurry.
Maybe at the second. There it is.
It keeps on trying to focus on the light,
Yeah, well,
on the flame.
that's what they keep on doing.
Yeah.
That's what they keep on doing.
That's why I keep on going like this.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I don't disagree with that completely. Because yes, when you're married, you have a duty. So you can't, it can't be about this is how I'm feeling for the greater good of the marriage, because the marriage is what both of you guys need to be protecting. So I get that. Or let me ask you this. What happens for the guy if your wife, let's say she gained the gang of weight and you not cool with that?
Asking the wrong person about that question, but go ahead.
That's right. I like my girls BBW.
Okay, let's say she lose a whole bunch of weight and she a toothpick.
No, it could be, you can gain too much from me too. I like BBWs, but there's a limit.
Either way, like, you know, they go to that extreme side that you are just physically not attracted to.
I agree.
Since men are visual.
Yes.
Let's say she let herself go because of, you know, the kids and everything like that or whatever. She ain't walking around stinking or nothing like that, but, you know, she's not being
physically your type no more.
Yeah, she's not. Exactly. She ain't physically your type no more.
I got you.
It's going to be a little difficult for you to be like, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead. When you're just, I mean, I know for guys, for the most part, typically it don't really take much. I've heard a guy say that, you know, they can use their axe in a tree.
The disrespect.
In a tree hole.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
So I feel like
the tree thing.
I feel like that's a little bit unfair because with women it's mostly mental. So I feel like it's a little bit unfair. But still, my scenario, like, what do you do with that? What do you tell somebody to do, especially if it's mental? You know how that is, especially nowadays when your mind is in 80 million places at one time.
Very true. That happens more and more often now.
So
I'm becoming more focused and I'm getting older.
Yeah.
So look.
I'm like, welcome to my world.
All right. For me, I think this is where the duty comes in, right? So here's the first thing. In marriage, especially in American society, part of the whole thing with you getting married is they're basing a lot of it off of being in love. If you're really in love, I believe in love in marriage. I don't think marriage has to have love, but I believe that is probably the best way that you can be fulfilled in the marriage side is to have the duty and the love. If you're attracted to your wife for the right reasons, which are character based, who she is becomes your type, especially if you guys continue and don't stop having the axe and walls, because she's still the same person. And we're talking deeper levels of love. We're not talking about that fake stuff. We're not talking about that you need to bend over backwards and find a way to entice me because I need to be happy all the time. I think that that's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people don't get married, because marriage ain't like that. Nope. After you've been married,
for real.
After you've been married for 2 decades, that ain't there like that no more. Not for most people. There are some people who can still be there. Most people are not. Nope. How do the other 90% of us still stay in a marriage and have a good marriage when all of that other stuff starts to fade away, when the butterflies are gone, when it's not super exciting? Kids will help you get to this point if you don't get there on your own.
Yes, that's true.
You still have a duty. I think that continuing to make sure you have consistent physical sexual interactions will help you to bridge the gap and make your wife your type. If you married your wife because she physically just was 100% your type when she had them kids, and her weight starts fluctuating up and down as she goes to 20 years and 30 years and 40 years from now, and all of that body fades away, there still has to be something there to keep you. And it's not a friendship. Turning your marriage into a friendship is a great way to turn your marriage into a divorce. You still have to find a way to keep that physical intimacy. And this is one of the reasons why we preach so much about pair bonding. If you haven't shot to hell your pair bonding, your ability to do that. For instance, there have been times that we've done stuff and we have not been feeling each other, or we know that there's something wrong and we can't fix it right now because we so stewed up that we can't have the conversation. Guess when we have the conversation? After.
This is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we connect first and we use that as a tool to help us get to the place where now we can have this conversation and really figure this out.
Truth.
That is also true. Yeah.
We look at sex as if it's just pleasure. It's just a reward. It's just a this. It's also a tool in marriage that will help to keep you close and break down barriers so that you guys can stay communicating.
Yep.
But when you kill off your pair bonding, Do you have that tool at your disposal anymore? Nope. It's gone.
He destroyed it.
You can't do that no more. So that's one thing that you could have used to be helping your marriage so that y'all can stay on the same page that you no longer have because you was out there busting it open for real ones. It just is. I'm sorry. I know it sucks.
I mean, I know it sucks.
But for those of you that can, now you get it.
Question, that man who was playing his video game and scrolling on his phone now that you've had this baby, I can almost 100% guarantee that scroller game player was doing that prior to the baby.
Yeah.
So that woman already knew what she was setting herself up for.
When he was scrolling, I was scrolling. When he was playing the game, I was watching Netflix. Ooh. The baby is here now. I assume that anyone who planned a baby, anyone who said, let's do this thing, or even if you just did the deed that you know that makes babies,
can make one.
I stepped up. I'm up at nights. I'm changing doo-doo diapers. So if I have the capacity to adjust to the new lifestyle that we've created with the plan and the mission that we created, we want a family, I expect you to stop scrolling too.
That depends a lot on how y'all dynamic in the house is. For instance, if you're not working and y'all in that minority of people nowadays that can not be working because you have kids and you're a home mom, let the man sleep so he can go to work and kill it and try to get some promotions and try to get his money right. Most of us, unfortunately, the woman after a certain amount of time gonna have to work too. And that's when things get jacked up. Yep. That's when things get bad and babies will strain a relationship. Yep. If you in the situation that most of us are in, bro, just get up. Make a schedule if y'all got to.
Scheduling helps.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Use schedule system to your advantage.
Sometimes y'all got to schedule getting the draws. Schedule it.
Hey.
Have the fur handcuffs hanging on the door every Thursday at 8 p.m. so we know what's going down.
Wow. Nothing wrong with that. We all do it.
And then on Tuesday, you make sure that you have the gag ball.
What?
And the leather mask, you have that hanging around so we know what's going down.
Okay.
Whatever y'all need. Feathers, the belt that have like 30 belts on it and it's ain't like with the handle on it thing. If y'all do that, do what y'all do.
I'm just saying.
Sitting up there rubbing each other like this. Do what y'all gotta do. I don't care if it's on schedule.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
whatever y'all do, don't stop doing that. That's our marriage advice for the video. Whatever you do, don't stop doing that.
Yes. All right, well, that's going to be it for today's episode. If you guys like what you heard, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, and give us a thumbs up so that way you can tell YouTube you appreciate what we're putting down.
What we're putting down.
Hey, everybody. Down in the description, there are 2 links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we could really use you guys' help. If you have the time, we'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Press the off button.